Talking Point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well for tomorrow. Now we go make sense. One platform for news every day. Now we country salute for education, entertainment, political affairs. TV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit.
Yes, Fambulen, welcome back to yet another very, very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. Just like any other day, we know they're done with Komon-Tok Day. Well, as probably some of you done the follow some audios them, some flyers, some websites where they claim, they say, honest by Koroma, they undermine Dr. Samura Kamara, and that even the council and Kawan and the delay is shocking also. This now one of the reasons we decide for invite the former presidential spokesperson of the very gentleman who did they talk about, the former president in your first Tokman. You go kind of understand some of this allegation where they say na more or less 90 honest command undermine Dr. Samura Kamara. But even the question where perhaps you are at why, perhaps we'll get the clarity here. And on the very topic, it will help you understand the difficulties where governments they face in terms of managing the national cohesion internally, but selling it out to the world as if perhaps people enable understand. So it kind of a little bit, I mean, dilemma. We don't know Saudi within the international community or within internally in our own country. Who's I find for make we own bid fine? We don't know. And of course, instead we'll throw a little bit of clarity on the MCC, and so this don't generate a whole lot of discussion. And Abbas Bundin Pekin don't resign. Again, we ask the question: most of the jobs, is it based on merit or maybe just political connection or patronage? And of course, plenty of people now they watch international news. There is another fresh conflict where they cause a little bit of tension in the Middle East, and some political analysts or observers and then fear say it will get out of hand, where definitely it will affect the entire world. And how government will play on this? Remember the Ukraine-Russia war, government use unto the best of their ability. Even the country said in the Fed, they not feel the pinch like us, Salomon, they feel the pinch. The president fly now na Ukraine Russia war. Lights not know that the Ukraine Russia war. It just everybody just they come out. The entire government is like a broken record. Well, only say more if you just join me for the first time. We want for use this opportunity for welcome you. Not Talking Point platform with a different sign now with a TPP Leona YouTube perhaps. Who's you see yourself for the first time? How for January easy. Click the subscribe button. When you turn the notification bell, we go send you an alert each time we can live. We also do in Facebook. The name now Facebook and Talking Point platform. Consider for check the with you, and definitely we go send you an alert. Well, today again with the Instagram. Perhaps if you're not possible a fan, go on the other side, just sit on there. We're coming to you anyway. My name now Mr. Komon-Tok. Where we come, where they can show you the big man at the building. But they can just now. Today now the 6th of October 2024.
Just one platform for news every day. Now we country salute for education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough tanga one inside Sierra Leone like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit.
All right, so we go straight to the point. Just like as always, we get a gentle reminder. We can say within sharing is caring. Think about that, not so. If we message they go far and wide today, it's because of you. And I'm sure people take them very serious, the obligation, just like we'll take them very serious. So please consider share to a friend, to a family member, to even a foe. You never know. Maybe by sharing that content, will a friendship go rekindle, you know. But anyway, we get the opportunity, the privilege for deal with the former Talkman for the former president, Mr. Abdoulaye Berete. You welcome na talking point one more time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Komon-Tok, and Fambulen, where they watch or listen to Ina. I extend me big cabo to them as well.
Right. So we don't get much for West Naya. We all know they say a house divided cannot stand. And many ad agency divided, divided before united we stand. These are like clay chip. People that don't use a rapidly. But the point is, it appears as if the APC they in turmoil. And of course, it's just natural for let people and believe say that go even undermine any chances, if there is any left for Leona Smell State House. But one particular name will stand tall, Naya, the former president. In them, they all over social media since day before yesterday, with not only audios, but with websites there. Of course, some of these websites, some of us know they're not credible, but they are creating impact because people are listening to them, people are reading, people are visiting the website. And of course, if there is no alternative truth, if there is no alternative information, then that particular information become the sole truth. That's make we so happy when we get you for Can Talk for you former boss. Let me bring you first. What's your take before we share those contents? Let me fumble and see. What's your take with the APC registration, the verification, the internal fight? We see a few days ago, AKK they come. I mean, technically, like they expose certain private discussion we then get with alleged discussion we then get with Dr. Samura Kamara for say a accent for gonna UN also. So what's your take? What is going on before we bring Cam down?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And that's a very, very prudent question you just asked. But I'll start by saying, I want to subscribe to your view that a house divided, it will be on a very fragile sand where the foundation will collapse at any time. And by me saying that, I am not in any way being a pessimist that the APC is the only alternative when it comes to promoting good governance, democracy, and upholding the rule of law in our beloved country, Sierra Leone. But I always also believe, say, decorum should prevail so that you don't want to play into the hands of your opponent. The SLPP will be jubilating silently if we within the APC, they continue for box to serve. Then you ask yourself, now your opponent you want for camp at you, or you feel say your opponent, now you even can't put petrol for inflame the fire. And this is where maturity comes in. Okay. This is where leadership comes in. And this is where humility comes in. Me don't appeal when they see all them exchanges them, either between the bloggers of Samura Kamara or the self-identified bloggers of Samura Kamara and other members of our party, vice versa. I always the forum them, they prevail, say, listen, this not a carry or any side as a party. We for now identify strategic goals because as a party in waiting for form the next government by God in your power come 2028, the people we cannot betray their trust.
Sorry for interject. You say by coming 2020, what does that mean for say the 2023 election? When I don't forget about all over.
Because as far as me know, and as far as waiting Dr. Samura when our flag bearer know, it has been made very publicly by our party that we should come together and unite so that come 2028, which means if we go by the election calendar as provided for in our constitution, we are holding elections every 5 years. So invariably, if we held the last elections in 2023 with all the challenges that came with that day election, the next election cycle will be in 2028.
So what about the electoral justice where we see that is seen across social media, across all the platform there? What about the electoral justice? And we see Ansane then there's of probably go on preview to that clip there where they say we're still there in favor of electoral justice. So we not just get this clear. What is going on, guys?
Fair enough. There has been electoral justice. And if you ask me, some of the literature around the thinking of electoral justice, they are already included in the 80 recommendations that came out from the tripartite. So if Samura come and say he need electoral justice, in fact, to some members of the executive within the APC, they don't come out clearly, they say they don't be even understand the rationale behind the statement of electoral justice and that they will encourage Dr. Samura Kamara for Lego explain Gideon. But who doesn't believe in electoral justice? Everybody wants electoral justice because at the end of the day, we get what you call in the political science literature when it comes to elections, what you call voter apathy. Okay. The voter apathy, now where people and believe say, what is the point for let them go vote if their own vote singularly cannot be accounted for? And if anybody come for say, I want a system we go ensure say the voters them, their votes. Because not forget say, part of democracy now for let we able for hold periodic elections. And first time during the Greek period them, would they assemble na a common market, they say now this post you want to S1. But population don't explode in defiance of the Malthusian theory to the point that we cannot hold elections by raising our hands or fingers. But for let the people their voice be heard, now that make the hold elections periodically. And therefore it makes sense. When I look at some of the recommendations in the 80 recommendations we're born from the tripartite, some of them are just very solid in terms of how we will make sure, say, the electoral bodies them, like the stakeholders, the police, the security apparatus like the military, the civil society, political parties, how can all of us collectively be proactive to make sure the will of the people after an elections is the true representation of within the people they want? I think that is part of electoral justice. And by saying that, electoral justice, the strive for that, cannot be seen to be subservient to the electoral cycle of holding periodic elections. It is an ongoing process. So to me, I am being very strategic in this conversation in the sense that just like when people let me say the elections, the tripartites, they can't get a rerun, and a couple of Fridays them 3 months ago, they say, oh, every other Friday they say that they can't swear Samura in as a president. People they even go there and buy a show there for go dance.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna go into that literature. or rather my own discourse here is, who doesn't believe in electoral justice? Is to better the system. And even one of the oldest democracies in the world, which is the US, they are still contending with the challenges of holding free, fair elections. Sierra Leone, as a fledgling democracy.
So it seems as if this line, because we see Madabio play on the line significantly back then, we see Biden tell her, according to her, he said Biden tell and say, even your seats is contested. Is it something like that? The time for talk? Is it in that line?
I'm not privy to that statement. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, we do. I will play many times here, several times.
Unfortunately, I didn't catch
we
that.
Go send up for you. We go send up for you.
I may have missed it, but I just want to say, elections all over the world. If you go to International Crisis Group, the ICG, they will tell you, say, in modern times, conflicts, internal conflicts to be specific, it get for do with elections, power, and politics. In the past, we get what you call the residues of the Cold War, whereby you get during the Cold War, you get the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc, they compete for territories then. We, after the Berlin Conference of 1884-85, we see the scramble for and partition of Africa. After that, we say, okay, now we go into democratization. After the collapse of the Berlin Wall, up to 1989, the Tiananmen Square in China. Eventually, the wind of change came to Africa. So it came now to the causes of conflicts. It came to around elections, or when people don't in power, how then they try for prolong their stay in power. Then they create artificial constitutional challenges them. That is the new war we are dealing with, courtesy of the International Crisis Group. So that is what I'm saying. And Sierra Leone is no peculiarity, that we have challenges. And those challenges, according to the recommendations, we have something around how to make our elections better.
All right. Okay. So the first thing we want to do first, as we mentioned earlier on, we go share a website. I don't want to be like so they promote these guys and websites now, yeah, because they're notorious for that. But for this is just as always all they talk, we back them up with evidence. This is one of the screenshots they were on scatter on social media. Famula just read that. UN and ECOWAS slap Honest in the face as his request to delay deployment refused. Dr. Samura is shocked at Honest's evil text. So this is one of the newspaper, we're not calling him, like I said, we do adverts for them. We'll get for manage the information. This newspaper, yeah, notorious in many cases for write some misleading stories or stories where they're able to get away for without any evidence for reference any side, So Samurai Camp, they shared this. And apart from this one again, we get an audio where a guy named Milton, where for quite some time, instead on they make audio them, instead pull and instead make a statement. Now, let me pull this website down a little bit. Let me take 2 minutes, go into 5 minutes of this conversation. At 20 minutes, and we'll not get time for play 20 minutes here. Now, only 5 minutes. And after that, would they give the former presidential spokesperson for, let me ask her if Naso emboss we don't work with really evil as our this not only they say so this newspaper as well as this very Milton that would play the parade on social media and it's gaining momentum. All right, let's take a
investigate for make a group
of that. So let we listen, let we take sense out of this and see whether you agree with what in retired Milton they say. Make comments and let we see waiting. We think.
My fellow Sierra Leoneans, both home and abroad, una do. This now a humble servant, retired Captain Melton. As of today, the 6th of October, 2024. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, I decided for come again this morning with regards to a text message from former President Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. With this text, it is in circulation since day before yesterday. You know, but when I read that, I go all out as a prudent investigator. But make I go before ascertain for say actually, yes indeed, former President Ernest Bai Koroma writes send short kind of text. As God may do that, that text message landed at the hands of the social media, the Council of Social Media of the All People's Congress Party. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, to be honest with you now, I was shocked. You know, it's unbelievable. I'm not telling a lie. It take me a very close moment for make, you know, I be just feel sick when myself be able to lay eyes on that text. When I scream shocked word, you know, it's really painful. Somebody wanna expect at all. But however, let me just say the hard facts about former President Ernest Bai Koroma. Ernest Bai Koroma, we all know say yes, he work, but because of and lieutenant them wouldn't work with her by his side. When our people like former President, Dr. Samura Kamara, the likes of Honorable Kemo also say, no, with others, would then be work with them during Intino. Most especially for Dr. Samura Kamara. Where you see and say, now the only individual where late President Ahmed Tijan Kabame will continue for rest in part of peace. Where you say this man, na asset, this man, na image, I will get Nasit, thinking about NRA, na the architect, will help me during Michino. It says so, this man, na Wukman. When the former president Ernest Bai Koroma, wholeheartedly, a look within, from 2007, within that 1 year, you say what? A convinced former Dr. Samura Kamara, he say make he jump into politics. So that he be able to get ministerial appointments. Of which, now you know, the sweet quoted words them. Where he tell Dr. Samura Kamara. Dr. Samura Kamara decided for jump into politics. You know, we start joining as a politician 2008 through the influence of former President Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. We all know that 2018, out of 28 aspirants for the flag bearer for the All People's Congress Party by then, you know, we majority of we, a lot of we, not be even consider Dr. Samura Kamara for saying that they will make even the flag bearer. For say it is part of the contenders. No, absolutely will not be the think of that. Like me, to be honest with you now lawyer Kaloko, we reside in the United States of America. Now all ultimate team, now will be through with support. Because now know former President Ernest Bai Koroma, if I just had a church understanding this small, you see, he promised a lot of people like the likes of Alpha Khan. He tell and say, we not renaya the same thing he do to Kemosisi, the same thing he do to JFK, the same thing he do most of, even to Victor Bokorifu. You know, he even promised him, you know, for say 9 Idigi. Where we all see. Then at the end of the day, somebody will not be the expert self. We don't know less that person, we are Dr. Samura Kamara.
All right, let's pause that side here. There is one side where talk where hopefully we go and let you clarify for we. Let me just give you time for let at least respond with the website as well as this one. It talks say it tells Samura say, Samura, no worry, I think you wait first. These are some of these. We get time anyway, just so you know, we get time on social media and we will follow. And this is generating a lot of discussion and it's all over the place. And what's your take as a former presidential spokesperson with all these proof? Hold on, show it to you.
I appreciate where you bring me into this conversation as a former presidential spokesman, because I was going to make the disclaimer that whatever I'm going to say is not on behalf of President Koroma, because he never authorized me to speak for him after he has left office. But the honest by Koroma, we may know if you want to communicate to the UN Secretary General, if you want to communicate to the ECOWAS commissioner, not via text, it is sent. It will write a very thorough letter where it make sure say then deliver to them people and they for make imposition. Then if people can make we don't get a proliferation of newspapers, them bloggers, them online. Anybody will get access to a smartphone, a laptop, computer, can go online and create one. It begin write anything. It left to you, the smart reader, for able no say, no, this one is part of the information highway where I need for fact check, we don't make sense. And you can also able say this makes sense, depending on who side you in at the political spectrum. If you ask me, Abdullah Berete, is there any iota of truth in terms of waiting the trend where they say na indoctrination by Koroma don't put out? I will categorically tell you, say, in no uncertain terms, say, no to true. That I can say. Because the reason we make I say so, I don't see many examples. Komon-Tok, you know who believe. That same way I go now we yard, I go talk about the done and dusted thing where everybody they use. There is a newspaper online. When at the organizer.net. Right now, if you Google my name, the story is still there. This person get the temerity. It say me and 5 others them, Madabio in no, in be then at the domot, where they count the $20 million in Kiwi, for law we say the elections are done and dusted. So imagine now, if you get somebody very gullible, we go read that kind of thing, it will just say, well, they say they don't go give them 20 million. But commodity 2018, the reason we make us say, even when I be the lecturer from a college, when somebody they go cite for me, then resources, then references, them.
Sorry, let's just jump in. You just don't mention it. So what you said that 20 million where this newspaper be right, not a true, not just a fake news, right? Just so you clear, because you get a chance now.
You know what I do? There are certain things where you know want to validate by a response.
Yeah.
I just bundle all things now throw it inside the back burner. As a journalist, that is the way I treated the person. And right now, I will tell you, say, the person we do me and you work together, interestingly. Yeah, now being with production, where I've been there Expo Times as a sub-editor. He na in like, oh, don't do the domain at the newspaper for whole print time, na in charge. So he say, oh, me, Paolo, they can't come on talk, and they go now we yard, and no one day mention, say, Expo Times, I work day.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, so who wanted to validate that pettiness? I will not. I will not add to that. So, Commodity 2018, when we lost the elections, lost in courts, they also come on the social media say, Berete don't go pack about 10 motoka, government motoka them, na Solomon Berewa in compound, it is ready for ship them go Canada. People then say, the first question where people then ask sensibly was, they say, now Uda in compound they go pack and they say Solomon Berewa. They say, Berete no get no side for go pack motoka the way you want send go Canada. Na Solo be in compound back they go pack them. But as God may have it, the former mines minister, Rado Yoki, he knows me. Now we've been there from a college. As soon as during the elections, the community they use government motoka for go do anything in there. Now in go public, he say, Bo, I see una the right say berete motoka. He say berete in motoka will be the use. Will not be a brand new Prado AMF 227. He say na the first person we bring that motoka na immediate use right now. So why should I go waste my time to go respond to their issues then they where you know say blatantly na lie, na cocked up story. Now like when somebody can tell you say you know to your mama born you. Would I want to go and defend myself all the time saying that my mama nine born me? So to me, Ernest Koroma, I know him. When he want to do something, they go up front and come out, and they go right. The man has been a president for 10 years. I'm not saying you know what you call diplomatic decorum. Go right to the UN Secretary General by sending a text message. So the thing we unanswered in that article they were read where is show, Uda is send the text to, how the text leak. I can write anything I say now Mr. Komon-Tok na input am. At the end of the day, for say, I don't read them, I don't contact people them, I don't verify them, therefore not true. That is illogical. That is very illogical. But you know what? People then get Dr. Ernest Koroma in number, is accessible, and I'm sure if they send a message, say, Mr. President, who see this text here, and you send them, 10 chances to 1, you know what he will do? He will just read them, he will just smile, and say, no, this person here need for good ought to know better. But as I say, I don't want to even spend more time on this because I don't want to validate such insinuations. If people and they out there will believe within they say I send the text, let them believe that. Me, Abdullah Berete, will not believe that until otherwise incontrovertible evidence come out say, now in send that text there, and himself come and say, yes, now me send that text there, he take ownership. But anything short of that, I stand here on your great platform to unequivocally say, I don't believe that he will formulate such a term.
So, yeah, because, certain, if you don't develop the habit of reading, it gets out of experience, and the literature the person can put, it can cast a doubt on you. This it come to all the other way they read. I'm sure probably then they wouldn't come to you if you read something. If you're not possibly engaged in reading, certain literature can spark memory for ask question immediately. The question when we read the article, waiting come, why Ernest Koroma were they not exiled today? We don't rule the country for 10 years. Where from what we know, na possible like for day na in village, na in town, na in McKinney, in the joke with even where be president, where he began all the chance for left the country, go abroad during the wartime. He was there, and why this man, a man where puller, and of course, yesterday we out a program there where we'll be there talk about some of the celebrations. Where they celebrate in Nigeria. We count some videos that way in lawyer said the talk say there is no evidence against her, and we all know say that's first in the sense it's traumatizing for her. Why he go put on will say, okay, for support smart bill. So this, be just, just make sense to me anyway.
Well, you just don't bring
just make sense to me at all.
the logical component of that one, then I just don't further dissect. So, just about, we all know Wole Soyinka in style of writing. We know Ngugi wa Thiong'o in style of writing. We know Shakespeare in style of writing. Anybody will go write, okay, impersonate. Because right now, myself can go online, I get access to laptop, I go create an X, will be they call Twitter, I put her Ernest by Koroma, I go on internet, I go find Dr. Ernest by Koroma in picture, I put them. If I want to be mischievous, then I begin write most obnoxious things then, where I will attribute, I impersonate, say I am Dr. Ernest by Koroma. Does that really make me Dr. Ernest by Koroma? No.
Anyway, I think you don't just summarize and say, Lord, not give too much attention on this. It's just that at least we're able to save a lot of people and for them not fall into that category. And gracefully, at least someone we know better don't help with that side. There is another thing where we want putting on the screen for you for help with. As you see, so the former Speaker of Parliament, when Abbas Bondo, we resigned disgracefully. From what you understand behind behind closed door, the sources will get, it was forced to resign. In Ghana, Pekin, when I be the High Commissioner in Kenya, also don't send a resignation. But the question people and they ask, what kind of politics would they practice in the country? Is it a politics based on merit, people and professionals, professionals, diplomats, and we actually know what they do for go represent you well, or based on when if your papa gets sarabu, or if your papa a politician, or in any kind of way they pay you? What does this tell us? And now it don't resign because in papa don't resign. So meaning that if in papa be still they work for the government, perhaps in position for still, if for still holding position. What's your take when you see certain things like this that happen now? The governance system.
The first thing way I will say is now a constitutional right for the president for appoint anybody where he feels say it will add value to in governance for the tenure where he in office, whether he appoint as High Commissioner, as Ambassador to the UN or anywhere. That's not his own right as provided for in the 1991 Constitution. Equally so, when he appoints somebody, he presuppose say he go don't consult the person first. The person no agree behind the scenes, say yes, I will accept. Then he have a go public with that person in name. Equally so, when they appoint you, Dede, for 1, 2, 3 years, you also have the right to resign if you feel, say, that job is no longer for you and you want to explore other opportunities there. And not only are the first person we don't resign. I remember the former presidential spokesman, when at the press secretary, Solomon Jamiru, Esquire. In the midst of everything, he resigned. He said they go back to in private practice. But the question we ask, we're very pertinent to good governance and democracy is, how do we shift from clientele politics, where we say, now where you for done for me, I for done for you, even if you're not competent, I for appoint you, just that way for patronize me because you were there for me. Now that politics say we for run away from. And one person will conspicuously don't run away from that publicly to the best of my ability. Now the late Dr. Ahmad Tijan Kaba. I remember when he be there under pressure under the SLPP folks then. They say, oh, they give them job, then begin put her under pressure. Now I say, you know what? I'm not only here as president for the SLPP party. I am president for the nation, and therefore I should have the latitude to spread my wings and bring in people that can support the growth of Sierra Leone. And the other person will demonstrate that, with all due respect, Sura, now Dr. Anesbai Koroma. We see where he bring people in from the south and eastern part of the country, where contribute for debunk the thinking, say, now only because in Komon-Tok, therefore, all the people in way for give positions, they end up for being from Makeni. No. You get Mwenjwe Kakai, resident minister, Ikameka minister, and social welfare and gender affairs. You get people like them, Stephen Gauja, Emeka minister. You get Sengu Kuruma,
even Sandy,
Sandy where they say allegation or a rape is their picking, all now they make the minister. It make a lot of them. Why is that important? It also promote the niceness of what you call national cohesion, because there is a literature we say African politics sometimes the reason we make there is so much tension when it comes to politics now because he who controls power controls the resources of the state. How can we make sure we demystify that thinking? So now the lady in right, I'm not saying that he resigned as Speaker of Parliament. They don't appoint her in right for resign as well, just as it was the constitutional right of Madabio for appoint her as High Commissioner to Kenya. So to me, the insinuations that she was forced to resign, as long as Nino Sise indicates that in letter for say she was forced to resign, I will just go by what she has written, that it want for explore other opportunities. That's it.
All right, thank you very much. And we move a little bit out of this one. Let me bring you back to another thing where we want to let you help we understand better one. I'm sure you don't follow the discussion regarding the MCC. It's a good thing in the first if we able get stability. I mean, electricity is stable electricity in the country, because we know that's not the bedrock of development, no doubt about it. But we hear about this $480 million. Let me just flash we save just a few seconds and help we understand what's your take, because we see some of our comrades, APC comrades, like the likes of Caps Kanu, in one of your article debunk or maybe something they lament on America, giving all of the atrocity where Madabio don't commit in terms of human rights violations, the election irregularities, and then get them back. So they say now they lost, now the APC, and why would not for even continents or listen America for that? But that's not your opinion. But anyway, it's not your turn now for let you tell me how you feel about the MCC. But let me just take 2 minutes here, then we work you well.
Transformation embarked on a peaceful journey in partnership with the United States will help civilian rest on structures of safety. It is a promising opportunity for nations to unlock its potential and support key development processes. At the end of the day, failure to meet the standards would mean that we would suspend the so Sierra Leone, when it signed the MCC, took on very serious responsibility to make sure that it would meet those conditions to allow entry into force, number one. And secondly, that it would continue to meet the baseline eligibility.
And for citizens.
At the end of the day, failure to meet the standards would mean that we would suspend the compact. So Sierra Leone, when it signed the MCC, took on very serious responsibilities to make sure that it would meet those conditions to allow entry into force, number one. And secondly, that it would continue to meet the baseline eligibility criteria that it's met for the last several years in order to be compact eligible.
Marina Terry, AYV News, Freetown.
All right, let's bring you this one. This, what kind help this? They help it gets the don't tell winner, even though they don't sign no, they can cut her off at any time, they can cancel at any time. What's your take in the first place?
Let's take you back to 2014 when we began in governance during Dr. Koruma's second term. The MCC, not to today, not to new team for winner Sierra Leone. I remember in 2014, we be the first for get the compact, but will not be able to meet all the indicators them. Now, and then give we a threshold of $40.8 million. We now be the threshold that one day. We now from there you can build now the compact. So we started working on that. But by the time we go up to their time they now from 2014, we come to the elections in 2018. Then why I pick them up? So then we jubilated that and don't give we $40.8 million for let we able for address key infrastructure developments them now country. So if they wire back don't come, they don't work, they say they don't meet the threshold, they don't go beyond the threshold, they don't get a compact of $480 million, which is supposed to be a grant for a period of 5 years. I don't think, say, to me as a Sierra Leonean, when you listen to the kind electricity challenges and what gets our country, if that grant there is going to be used prudently for let we get energy in our country, who will not celebrate that? The only challenge, the way some of we get when we look at it, when I look at the press release from the MCC, it make them very clearly say, part of that money they within they release in phases. Now for make sure say the progress way the government they make for implement the agreement on national unity, we come from the tripartite, and that then one for see say that is consolidated. The question then becomes, because when you look at the eligibility criteria for get the MCC, particularly the compact, which is more rigid compared to the threshold, then they look at civil liberties, then they look at democracy, then they look at the rule of law, then they look at women issues and empowerment, then they look at how they create the environment in the country for investment. And that investment component, now me one take and see in this money where they don't give, because they make a statement say, in the three components of this $480 million grant, they say one of them, now the transitional backbone project, where we're able to look at how we're able for provide electricity and export them to other countries them, where they involve the private sector, including one organization where a US based, where they call the NANT, I wrote it here, where they call the NANT private sector for generation, the NANT energy project, where it be say, then get for be involved. And this is an American company. So from a development economics point of view, the thing we come to me is this part of the strategy for promoter to call the dependency syndrome in economic development. Because you don't bring them, you say yes. Then now you don't come again, they tell we say this American company, now India for can help for how for privatize electricity so that we're able to export them to other countries. Then. So to me, that is very disturbing for me, to say the least.
If I can jump there, maybe in the trust issue, because perhaps they have so much data in their hand, they know exactly how African countries do manage their resources, and therefore they don't want to joke with them. In fact, it's part of the clause. Say, the clause says not to money with them for joke with corruption. Perhaps they believe the institution more than the local institution.
And one of the strategies where they is the control of corruption. And when then they look at nowadays, then they rely on then they look at what you call reliable data. And one of the data then where then they use na what you call the corruption perception index. We na in and they come Transparency International, then they use the data because of the reliability. So to me, we don't start bumbuna. Me, I remember we born na Sierra Leone, we don't hear about bumbuna. I wish we were able to know where bumbuna day today. Are we still going to use the traditional way of generating energy, or are we going to use solar energy? We will be like a two-pronged approach because we will also address what you call climate issues, challenges for the climate. So these are some of the issues, and to me, it is not just about the pronouncement of a $480 million, because at the end of the day, the implementation, and as I talk to you now, I know say so many people and they come when and they come for under the umbrella of the PPP, when at the private public partnership for let them able to take part of this money under the private sector, how they also will generate electricity for sale to the public. And this has been a big challenge for me. I remember will we only get Seratel and Sierra Leone as the mobile and telephone provider. Every day, small rain as it rain dark so safe. All thing they go down. But now come, Zen come, then change to Orange, Airtel. At the end of the day, then come with a model when I pay as you go. How you put your coupon as so you're able to talk. Then EDSA, then come with a similar thing. They say now you meter not to like first term, way months down they bring bill because people are not they pay. How you burn the bill, now so you they pay. We go buy top up, you put in and then electricity they enjoy. But the challenge now we'll get is people are willing for buy light, but the light's not there. So my own hope is this couple here will able to use them prudently for now we able to address the many electricity challenges that will get now country.
Don't get your own version regarding the MCC, and we will keep an eye on it. And we hope say government go listen to what the Americans and say for meet that threshold day for we get her. Because as you rightly say, the electricity na huge challenge. And once we get a stable electricity, regardless of whether it's done at state house, at the end of the day, now the ordinary citizens and good benefits. I know the sentiment. I know the vexation where a lot of people gets. Not that they hate the country, not that no one we get 480 million, but some people some people just feel bad that somebody like Madabio at in time. But anyway, they can look for on the other issues there. All right. Of course, you follow geopolitics. We see Marabio in speech na the UN. What do we go do for ourselves? We only help we even if in 2 minutes, like we understand Nandi. I think let we put if time go permit we let we just put like 2 minutes on her. Let you help we understand what in this national cohesion where it talk about and where seems to be practical in we own country. But you gotta go ahead with that while to the driver put them up. Well, I know say you don't listen to the speech over and over again. What's your take with the speech where he make?
I always don't say Mother Biona a contradictory figure. The things them way he go talk na the UN. If na person way no know the politics locally in Sierra Leone, waiting they happen there, you will tend for clap for them. Imagine this man they go to NAP say, they say for able to be very proactive or talk about how for prevent conflicts. And that one way for do that, and they'll forget politics of inclusion. A politics where everybody for come on board in the development of the state. You know, Marabio in itself, Very divisive, like a divisive character. And again, many examples to back my statement. The first time where they began, look from 2018, where the APC, they on the verge for command the majority in a parliament. Just because he don't hold the executive arm, he also want get the majority of seats because he want can impose a speaker on we winner Dr. Abbas Bundu. He use in power through in challenge Clark, then go pull we your members of parliament then do quick elections, then say Dr. Abbas Bundu Naina the speaker. Because they want to have a majority in a parliament day, then one forget the speakership. That is divisive politics. We don't pass that stage where they say the winner takes all. Because that in itself is an issue which can be very contentious when they fragment a country. Then look again another example where Mother Biobindu. We come, the country tin don tranga. In 2022, people then come, then go demonstrate, say, tin tranga. Then at the August 10. What he do? He not be even there in the country. Before they even come, it already make statements say, na APC, na terrorist organization, na insurrectionists them, na coupists them, only for let in your very commission, investigative committee where he established. Now, in can vindicate APC say all the adjectives and way the president subscribed to the APC, they not be validated. So he himself is a very divisive character. So this line can say, you speak the speak, but you know they practicalize what they talk. So that is where it will say he is a contradictory political character. And Komodi, look at even the way he administer the country. It don't create a situation of when demonstrations happen, Lord we say na Kenema, we impassive for being stronghold. We they see the softness with which the police they respond. Unlike in areas in the Northwest, as soon as anybody want come talk, the next thing, you they see the kind heavy force way then they come up. Is that somebody who is preaching for say there is unity in Sierra Leone? The only thing though I agree with him, where he called for a ceasefire immediately in the Middle East, that one I give it to him. Anybody, I belong to the school of pacifism. I believe in peace. And anybody, when you look at the images and way they come on at the Middle East, the human rights, the atrocities and way they commodate, you go no say, you know what?
Yeah, what that's how the irony what people in the say. In your home, there is no peace. In your home, you don't on radio, you don't on TV, they say that the white man and divide the country and it's okay for let we get division. Now you on country, you they promote what they say, like maybe sometimes you they pay lip service to genuine peace. Genuine peace. We get a whole document only done decades, the TRC reports, where advice we say, let we not ever do the incident because they lead to the war. And most of those recommendations, we thrashed them. In fact, would they do certain things that were even worse? So people in the state a question, is it probably just a political, maybe you just want, hypocrisy, if you want, because,
well, fair enough.
you can check from home.
Even if it is hypocrisy, the fact say he able use the platform at the UN for call for let the international community, because it did beyond that. He has nothing to do about it. But for let it join calls for say, let's ceasefire prevail in the Middle East, I think say it's a good call, if you ask me. Because
so what you like, what you not like party what you not like party speech, and you don't what you
not
like
the contradictions, not the contradictions. It's just about what you say. You they call for peace, a ceasefire in the Middle East. Then now you own home whilst me supports that call for peace in the Middle East, we should also strive to hold them accountable for the things the way they do in the country we not right. Because not forget say, Sierra Leone na a party to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. And even the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948. If you go to Article 19, it makes it very clear the right to free speech. And Sierra Leone domesticated that in Section 25 of Chapter 3 of our 1991 Constitution. Is he upholding that? He's not. Because look at what happened. Even when we get a tragedy in our country, 6 policemen then die. I bet you up to this point, we not get a number for no, almost civilians then die August 10. And instead, where some of which challenge them, where is the report? They have the audacity for referring to the internal investigation where the Correctional Service Sierra Leone do. It just seems like the Correctional Service, we are already part of that. And the most disheartening thing, one of the people and we go na Pademba Road 3 a.m. we not to minister in a nothing, waiting in go do they. Today they not appoint him, say if I go as an ambassador, deputy ambassador in one of the African countries. So
Guinea.
This is where, Guinea, this is where you see the contradictions. And the other thing where it comes in speech, where it talk about, we not a new thing. Now the call for the United Nations for correct the historical injustices that may not happen on the African continent. Where it be say, when you go look at the agenda of the UN Security Council annually, 2/3 of the issues to be discussed have something to do with Africa. But Africa is not a member of the UN Security Council, not a member of the...
But is it not the way we carry ourselves? Like what we create people like can say, are you sell listener so then they buy you? We've been, we don't cheap we said to a point that we turn a laughing stock like the world.
But not only that, Komon-Tok. Imagine from when the African Union adopted what you call the Ezulwini Consensus up to the 2005 SAT Declaration on Libya, where come President Ernest Koroma used to be the coordinator for the Committee of 10 on behalf of the African Union. So I know exactly this call from USAID began because I was part of the consultations where they go for meet most of the African heads of state and presidents. Then I've been get that opportunity there. Now through that I'll be able to meet a lot of African presidents and leaders from El Sisi na Egypt, from the late Robert Mugabe, from Jacob Zuma, you name them, the former president of Chad. All of these, I had the opportunity to sit down with them and have a conversation on this, how Africa for able to get 2 permanent seats now the Security Council and 2 now the 15 members of the permanent seats. Then. Remember from then 10 and day to now, the question is, what is delaying Africa? Is this just part of the same thing talk? Because if today African nations they count one word for say, you know what, our deadline.
Yeah, but that's I think you just come back to the same thing. How you sell yourself now, so they buy you. We don't present yourself to the world as weak, as corrupt, as cheap people, as people that were not consistent, as people that were the fat yourself, as people that were don't know what we want. Because you can agree with me, say all of the transaction they know. They say they can go borrow money outside to the international lenders then. And they can see back some money. Then they see back with they siphon those money back in the country. So more or less, they say, you know what? Perhaps if we bring them people there, they will come with the same corruption. Now the Western Bank, most of the African leaders, they bank. So again, how we carry ourselves with all those vices, it's shameful for even talking a media, but that's just a fact. Perhaps other men are not take me serious.
Well, that is where we forget radical leaders. If you ask me if I be a president tomorrow in Sierra Leone, what I'll do, the first thing is to reduce the dependency syndrome. Because the dependency syndrome will make your sovereignty rubbish and useless. You can only talk about sovereignty. That was why I remembered when Kwame Nkrumah when they get the independence on March 6, 1957, they say our political independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the entire African continent. He said those words when he gets the independence. And up to this day, the independence of Africa, now flag independence. Because imagine, in the case of Sierra Leone, up to matches, we first them will get that palm 3 matches. Where would they go buy? 30 day would they import them.
30 day would they import
30 day to Electoral would they import them. 30 day rest with all the time they all don't get to Mabum, who don't get them Rokupa Rice Research Station there. Up to the time where Professor Monty Jones come with that Nerika rice. Take to this point today, Yabas win and Yabas with the important. So we need that radical approach.
I think you make a point. I think time don't beat me, but it go be unfair if we not ask this last one. Of course, geopolitics side, we see how the fighting where they go. We just want to know if governments go take. What's in your opinion? Waiting, because as a political scientist, sometimes I can get the vision based on analysis experience for project, or suggest say possibly governments can look into this and capitalize on it either positively or negatively, because even governments they are good in that by referencing international politics. We know the Ukraine-Russia war, where government take so serious that as if to say na salon na involved everything at Ukraine-Russia war, everything absolutely. And there is another war where just they remind people.
Hezbollah has been considered a formidable and sometimes controversial fighting force operating in Lebanon for decades. But it would be Israel's war on Gaza and subsequent operations in Lebanon that would test the fighting group and create a dangerous moment for Lebanon and the Middle East. The conflict between Hezbollah and Israel stretches back nearly half a century. And an important year was 1982. This is when Israel invaded Lebanon, rolling in tanks across the border and putting boots on the ground. At this point, a civil war had already been raging in Lebanon for years. This had followed cross-border attacks between the Palestinian Liberation Organization, or PLO, and the Israeli army. The Israelis occupied southern Lebanon all the way to Beirut. The PLO were forced out, but Israel stayed and would contribute to massacres. Over 2 days in September, Lebanese militia backed by the Israeli army killed between 2,000 and 3,500 people in Palestinian refugee camps of Sabra and Shatila in Beirut. The bloodshed caused international outrage.
All right. Now, what's your take? You think this now something okay for affects with people in a salon?
We get what you call the ripple effects of war. Waiting at the ripple effects. I'll give you a typical example where the war between Hamas and Israel starts after October 7. We see in response to the killing of the attacks in the Palestinian territories, we see how the Houthi rebels in Yemen, they come for disrupt the supply lines and attack ships them. So that makes some leading carriers them of containers them like Maersk. They suspended, and the increase also come in terms of the amount where people they pay for ship containers them all over the world. So that they get ripple effect to particularly poor countries then. because the insurance they go high, and who is going to be at the brunt? Now me and you, where they go buy retail, because people where they buy wholesale, then get now just their own profit margin, now they go down, but the brunt of it is gonna fall on us. And this is where any serious government for able respond to the needs of the people then for courts. Because imagine, even that time waiting Trangapa, we before they even get the war and this current crisis. When people then come and tell Mother Bio say it travel a lot, it get a thing for tell BBC saying that jealous people and they jealous am. And this not the same man, we don't go to NAB na the United Nations. It talk about how for address impunity. Wait till today. The people that we go fire tear gas and kill that mommy na APC party office after the 2023 elections. Nobody has been held accountable. And is this the person talking about how to address the culture of impunity? So automatically, I come back to this issue about the ramification of the conflict in the Middle East. It is always going to be there. The ramifications will be there. This conflict, not a today conflict. We don't see Iran don't respond. We then go kill Ismail Hassaniya, we are the political leader of Hamas inside Tehran. We don't see how they go kill Nasrallah inside Beirut, now the suburb of Beirut, the Hezbollah leader. So all of this, that is why we only need sane, but again, the hypocrisy in the international system, whereby they will go publicly and condemn, but behind the scenes and they supply weapons to each one another for inflame the war, the crisis. Then the question becomes where do we start for genuine peace? Because not forget, say, from 2000, when we been get that intifada, we, the Palestinians, then rise up, say, let them kill them, but they will fight for their land. From 2000, this is 2024. From 2006, even now backtrack, who get the intifada, the conflict at its height.
Decades there.
So, where are we? Are there any genuine efforts? It is one thing. I see Biden come with a list of proposals on how to make sure a ceasefire. Israel tell Biden I face say we are not. Israel able look the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he tell us say you are not even entering our country.
Yeah.
They refuse them for entering. So at the end of the day, if I were to formulate right now here a dissertation thesis, topic for a dissertation thesis, I would say the search for the peace in the Middle East. How genuine efforts could be put into that.
It's a good one anyway.
So
all right.
people, the scholars, then don't write. And some of we don't do extensive research in graduate school about the Middle East crisis. It is the same recurring themes that keep coming. The same recurring themes, and you will see the double standards and hypocrisy in the international system. I can go. The Pope, when the Pope don't go, he don't give sermon, he said, listen, let peace prevail. They don't listen. It becomes a question of existentialism, as we call it, on both the Israelis and on the part of the Palestinian and their own sympathizers. So then, when are we going to have peace? And manna is not going to come from heaven, because peace in itself is created by conflicting issues politically most of the times, whereby the contentious issues must be addressed. If you don't address the root causes in the matrix of the search for peace, just be a facade.
Anyway, thank you very much. So, Famboulin, on a brace up, Salon People. I hate for past bad news, but this is just the reality. But we hope that the world leaders go be more sensible and think about the suffering masses. The world don't go through a lot, especially developing countries. Ukraine one not done it too. We just sort of like freeze and we get another one, then definitely you get for church we just like we buried on toxic ripple effects. Definitely we get for feel the pinch. Anyway, we don't tap here. We sorry because we don't go over with normal time self. We go take 1 minute and what we can we'll come up on the line and read on our text and then we say goodbye. If you just join with today, we get the presidential spokesperson, former presidential spokesperson, Wayne Abdullah Merite. Will be the time for ask about the audios and the publications where let's say former president text or he writes the UN to make them delay the ECOWAS and deployment one. And it be also helpful for analyze the speech of Mada Bio and Abbas Bumbu Piki Ngal Piki will resign as High Commissioner in Kenya and the MCC as well as the Ukraine conflict here. So with the cam, we can give the mic shortly. None of us, right on.
If you want to subscribe to the TPP Lyon YouTube page on your phone, click and open the YouTube app. Now the search box, just type Komon-Tok and click enter. When the page display, look at the top middle and click the subscribe button. Subscribe. And not tap the click the bell close to the subscribe button and select all. As you don't subscribe so, anytime we go live, you go be among the first people them where they get notification.
All right, so straight to the point, and we give a can open the line and open can read on our text messages. Let me try for is it ready? Okay. The number now you see on my screen with plus 44793513004. We missed the first call. Yes. All right. Let me take this one. All right. Let me take the first caller on the line. Yes, caller. So you call from?
Hello, Mr. Komon-Tok. How are you? I call from Sierra Leone, Freetown.
All right. You get the platform. Thank you for calling us. You get a question, comment. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I get a comment. Komon-Tok, please. The whole thing with and they fabricate their stories here against the former president. I believe saying that for back up the lies with some of them so-called bloggers and we don't put out on social media. You will find out, say, with the issue of this deployment of ECOMOC, then so-called bloggers then they can say between the 15th and the 30th, then will come. Whilst you will find out, say, when the ECOWAS chief of staff they meet, then we make it clear, say, funding get for come out from member states. After that, a week later, we see another fabricated story by that so-called online newspaper, say UN don't give 2.5 billion euros to ECOWAS for go deploying a saloon.
Dollar, not dollar, not a
million. $2.5 billion, yes, exactly, correctly. And for go deploying a saloon, you find out recently again when Gambian troops then they mobilize for go saloon, they also mentioned something around funding. So you go find out, say they don't realize, say a lie, they don't lie, and that don't come out, say ECOMOC can only deploy between the 15th to the 30th. So the only way for can cover up them tracks, now for make a new lie again against President Koroma, saying I don't send text for let the people not come. So this now just blatant lie, then so-called bloggers here, they continue for pelt in the country for just make things unstable. That's my own take.
All right.
Then just bring that lie there for cover up. The previous lie, they don't lie.
All right.
Okay,
sir. Yeah, yes, thank you for contribution. All right, Lobby. No, we had another one. Yes, yeah, you did live. Yeah, which side they call from?
I call from Sierra Leone.
All right, you get 2 minutes. Go ahead. You get 2 minutes plus. Go ahead.
They enjoy it now. You program and they enjoy that.
All right.
Keep
Okay.
it up.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Lord, we had another voice. Yeah. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Would you take another voice? Yes. Call outside. They call from.
Hello, Mr. Talk. Thank you very much. Me, Nahamed, as a call from UK.
Yes, Ahmed, you get the platform. Go ahead, please.
Thank you once again. And I want to tell me, brother, Mr. Berity, thank you. It's good for you to come. He lost power is small. The only thing, I agree with him and I disagree with him to some points. I agree with him in the basis of the analysis we make with regarding the text. Of course, you, Mr. Komon-Tok, is like the name implies. You get a very common sense. You can able to foresee things and analyze them properly. Me and you understand that today the AI, artificial intelligence, and all of them crop messages and stuff, we will get some understanding of surveillance and stuff. How people are able to pair up things, fabricate issues. We understand that in the social media today. So that is exactly what happened with this tech stuff. Because for me, I believe President Koroma will not send text to ECOWAS or stuff. Lots of what you have said. It doesn't make sense. Looking at what matter you do to this man, looking at all what happened, how President Kuma will stop the ECOWAS from not coming. President Kuma will know. So that the way they celebrating birthday, them look at Obat the all losses now. Finally, they go make their fun. Now President Kuma birthday, Namakeni, but today no. So I don't know believe say go can be a party for stop ECOWAS for men and come do something. The only thing we blame absolutely we blame is President Kuma for Madabio in Can in quietness as well. Me, I get an insider, somebody within the military, we Madabio be the misbehave for eliminate and President Kuma said no. Believe me. The guy talk, he said, this is what we sabi and I will fight for. We know this guy is dangerous. President Kuma I prevent Madabio. Madabio no for don't exist. According to that, my brother, where they deal with that, it actually a mandate. But it pardon now, saying this man can't do for the people. So we see the game. But somebody blaming this, people are very angry. People don't want for CC. This ECOWAS deploy. We not blame the bloggers. Now the APC party we don't divide. With the media communication is poor. The label educates the people them, the label tell the people and the facts. So therefore, when they create a podium, it create area for their guys and for can grow, then they grow. They blame them because they're angry. When they see what they happen, then they try to support democracy today, some of them. But because they're running after them, they want to kill them. Then they.
All right. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Thank you very much, Ahmed.
So much for what they happen in the past. As long as they are not really support costs, but I don't believe they can get any money. But if they say come over, they can not come on. So no, we all want them can.
Okay. So now we had another voice. Thank you very much. Brilliant contribution as always. Yes, call outside the call from.
Good evening, Mina Sankara. They call from Italy.
All right. Yes, you got the platform. Go ahead, please. You get 2 minutes.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Komon-Tok, and good evening, Mr. Abdullahi Berete. And I thank you this evening, Namanwe Abideri name. I don't ever see you, I don't ever hear the way they talk. Sierra Leone, what we lack na sincerity and honesty. The way Mr. Abdullahi Berete analyzed this MCC compact, and I really give credit to her and say he was really a political representative spokesman. One way, don't work for a country where they do overall development.
Yeah, caller, I think we don't lost you, Sankara guy. If you call back, that's fine. But it seems as if we don't lost you. The Sankara guy, if you call back, that's fine. We will accommodate you. No, we just add another person. Hello, caller. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, now shame will not get a salon. If we get shame na salon, this MCC will not for even talk about ourselves, will not for even the Papi Swami brothers. What is that 480 million for Sierra Leone, a nation that is blessed with all these natural resources? Even this lithium, wouldn't they talk say they don't begin for mine another country under secret? You know, now we try for come together. Now we bring that country to one. Now we try for get shame to reset. This community, wanna thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And now we take another call. All right, don't miss this one. All right. Okay, now we I know say we guess not get much time now, yeah, family. What we go do, we'll just rush into the comment section, quick one. So any parts along the line where we guess they take in leave, so at least we don't get fear, we don't get a balance. Now we take this one. They come up from Alusan Kamara. They said the problem of Sierra Leone is insincerity within ourselves and among ourselves to each other. And this one they come up from Komon-Tok. Is a great analysis of the Middle East. We stand united with the people of Palestinians, Sudan, Lebanon, Syria, Haiti, and Congo people, and oppressed around the world, including Sierra Leone. This one they come up from Caesar. It's the latest. There is serious cannibalism, secret killings, kidnapping, looting going on in Sierra Leone today. And Peter Sanko, they say it seems as there are no men in Sierra Leone presently who can stand the heat in kitchen of Mother Paupa. With cannibalism, presently I'm afraid to God be the glory. Sierra Leone presently. Baby love. Good day to you all. I'm very happy to write this testimony of what's it? Come on. Patrick Sanko, they say, Mr. Komon-Tok and Mr. Berete, with all our discussion, what should be the way forward in a time like this in Sierra Leone presently? Someone they say Madabi is a joker and laughing stuff in the international because of his lies and false propaganda. So much comments, so much huge comments in the can. We know with the way the people vote in Sierra Leone, we voted symbol. How can APC win parliament and SLPP win president? And let's give the power to them. They come up from Westin Coca. This one they come from wonder what is this man is talking about. There are the people undermining Samura. Wonder what this man is talking about. These are the people undermining Samura. This one they say I don't know why people are blaming ex-president for what's going on in APC and the country. Is not in power anymore. Anyway, all right, just take this one. Though we give you the mic for a respond. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yeah, this is Abdul call from United States.
Yes, Abdul, you get the mic.
Yeah, I miss a lot of the program today, but some of the topics the way you read now, topics that I really get interest over. Yeah, as Berete say, hypocrisy na the world and the end result to waiting that happen at the Middle East, the lack of sincerity.
Yeah.
When it comes to Sierra Leone, to be honest with you, a fine load start for the think rationally. We know say Alex Koroma have been former president, but some of the power the people in the gears we not get them. You not get them at all. You not get that mandate for stop the people in there. And to the bloggers them, some of them, not all of them. Then they behave like Munku boss for matches. And that's not good. Then they take advantage of the vulnerability of the people. But let me go to Berete because I miss a lot, so I'm not going to talk to it. Berete, this stuff for you. Imagine APC kind of power the next election. Then you get a significant role for play. Now the government.
with all the taxes here, we don't raise to. The one for well, the one for land, where they kill with people them. What thing you go do? You go left them, where with people and continue for perish, or you go play a significant role for make sure so they abolish some of them thing and they, or raise money so that the people that go for who can pay them thing and they. Thank you, bye.
All right, thank you. Let me just take this. Go be the last call because we get an arrangement that we're not going to. All right, let me just manage this caller. You don't do on quite some time. Yes, call outside. They call from. All right, so miss this one. Okay, we'll be on for app this, but unfortunately, not go through. Last caller for tonight, the last lucky caller. Because of time, with this, it will be the last.
Mr. Komon-Tok, I hope that you hear me. I thank you for this program. And I want to thank my brother for that great analysis of the Middle East and with international politics looking to go. Hello?
Yeah, you did live.
Yes, and great analysis about that. And the funny thing is, it's all connected. What's in the happen there is quite connected to what's in the happen in our land. But the last thing which I expect what he talk about and not expand on them now about sovereignty and this donor thing. If we're not able to fund ourselves, my brother, we are not in control. We are not in control until we can fund ourselves. And we have to find a way to fund ourselves. We have resources and we need to get control of our resources. We are not in control of our land. Now, that the people need to understand. If you don't get control of our land, no matter what you get at the political level, they are managers. They're not leaders. There's a difference between a manager and a leader. But anyway, I thank you. I thank you for what you do, and I thank you, our guests, very much.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate you for being the last lucky caller. Yes, the mic is all yours now.
Thank you very much, and I want to tell the callers and plenty thank you. And Komon-Tok, to be honest, I mean no go tire for tell you thank you and your team because you are creating a platform for people them we care about the country, including we the guests them, for that we can articulate issues them and promote a decent conversation. One of the callers they ask a very important question. They say, what is the way forward for country? You will not say that caller care about Sierra Leone. And then they come back to waiting. I think Abdul talk about the taxes then, if meeting at the realm of power, what will they do? Me on policies them will be pro people. I'm a pro people person. Anything we know the day in the interest of the people, if I'm not able to deliver, the best you can do is you get out of there and give an opportunity to somebody we feel say we're able to come. Then the way forward in our country, I will go back to the way we 1991 Constitution did. We don't give the president so many powers. How do we make sure we curtail those powers so that the president will be accountable to we the people then? Look at all the appointments then, from the NRA boss, from police boss, from High Commissioner boss, Commissioner anti-corruption, from almost everywhere, election boss, PPRC boss, head of the civil service. If the president now appoints all them people in there, what can we do to make sure we limit the actions of the president so that when the president even violates the constitution, we're able to hold them accountable? Now it happened with the issue of Lara Telopias, the one institution who everybody say, thank God we get the audit service Sierra Leone. You see how Mother Bio violates the constitution. Instead of the board na in the recommend to run, instead na he can do otherwise, he suspend the woman here and deputy, then he go set a tribunal. Then that tribunal they back now to run and get for good reports. Then, excuse me, are we really serious about democracy in our country? So these are some of the challenges there. And how for make sure say, not so only that person will vote for you, you for care about. Now, one thing we Mother Bio go na parliament for the first time, I will be president for every Sierra Leonean. Are we seeing that? He continues to be divisive. Are we really seeing that? Look at the way they put people in our statistics Sierra Leone. They go bundle them, sack them, kick them out of the offices like common criminals. Is that the way you want to pay people who have served your country judiciously? So if I am in a position, these are some of the issues I will address. It doesn't matter if you are a Mende, it doesn't matter if you are a Timney. The question is, can you deliver for Sierra Leone? Can you deliver for Sierra Leone? Sierra Leone is bigger. Before you say you belong to APC, SLPP, NGC, or wherever, first and foremost, you are a Sierra Leonean. So that is where projecting the country and its people for can force. If you're not able, don't go close to that. Commodity, give chance to other people. And other people come, he can't lie back. He say, go do this, he able Olam, do am, for Olam accountable. That is the whole thing about principles. Look at the way they don't raise, like within Athena Abdul. Look at the taxes, the way that they impose on people. People and they go buy credits for EDSA, for them meter them, for let them get light. Look at the inconsistency. So man we not get debt at all, a meter no accrue no debt. Me go buy 50,000 and they get 30 units. That same person in your meter, in they get 10 units. Where is that consistency coming from? And who are to be held accountable? You go to some state ministries then. You want something from them. You document them. And go day, pass you get for push. How many? What about that person we don't get access or call? Does that mean in your business, that person is not to Sierra Leonean? And the law for the goose will be the same law for the gander. The anti-corruption boss, it go na Kenema per elections then. Look at the way it go misbehave there. At the end of the day, not to instill this so as a commissioner for the ACC. If not serious country, then it's Sandy. Right now, when they don't name on allegations, even though the rule of law say you therefore be presumed innocent until proven guilty by a competent court beyond all reasonable doubt. If me not president today, I will have suspended him right away. It is one thing to say you have brought in gender laws, and it is one thing to protect others as against others. Imagine Kamarimba, when a politician, when he begins such allegation, before he even go to court, he already did not Panemba Road. Is that the kind of country we want for us, for ourselves? The police them, the soldier man them, where they go kill people them. Nobody know able to hold them accountable. We don't see soldier man them, they them na presidential guards them. They go fire win a party office, na APC office. Are they above the law that they should not be held accountable? When in fact the uniform and the weapon and the salary now from the poor people's tax money that they pay them? We don't see presidential guard the old girls and they're drunk. They say this now for Tolombo, referring to the APC. Are they being held accountable? When I'm a president, those people have no reason to bear the coat of arms on behalf of a country. Because at the end of the day, they are a bad representation. Look what happened in Canada just day before yesterday. Police officer go to store. They go take 3 bottles of alcohol. Whether out of inadvertence or deliberately, it come out in no pay, they don't suspend them, they don't charge them, they don't arrest them. In Canada, it happened. That is what we talk about the rule of law. because the rule of law, according to A.V. Dicey, presupposes that everybody is equal before the law, irrespective of your status. But we have a first lady where they say we will do mob justice. From there, in less than no time, we'll see them go kill Evangelist Samson and McKinney, then shoot her behind the back. Who are the people who killed Evangelist Samson? Who are the people that were killed at Pademba Road? Who has held them accountable? Where are they? On a sonomwe for left, Bonfi, as we can say. You know what? What can we do to hold Mother Bio to limit his many travels that we have not seen any dividends for in our country in terms of improving the lives of Sierra Leoneans? It is one thing to go stand before the United Nations and make a very laborious speech with all the contradictions. And back home, your people are suffering and yearning when they challenged you that part of the reason why the peoples are poor, you said, well, the people are jealous of you because they don't have the opportunity. Mr. President, I'm using this very respectable platform. We have no reason to be jealous of you. We are trying to hold you accountable. You are a president from the will of the people because the people hold what we call the political sovereignty in the state. That is it. And this is where I will pause for today. I will tell you all plenty thank you for this opportunity as always. And people that say, oh, you don't take small. Not true. You know, say man live the hustle. You know, easy. But hey, I tell God thank you, I able to get the time for coming at this platform. Thank you, Komon-Tok. Mr. Komon-Tok, you are muted.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. And as always, we tell the people and plenty thank you. Of course, because of the tight schedule, we're not able to open the line for more calls and for cancer. We apologize for that. And we tell the callers and thank you, the Texas there, we're not able to do justice to enough, enough, but at least we get fear. We'll take fear. I mean, we'll take small for long, get a balance. Anyway, we hope say people can understand that. Well, tomorrow again, we're there, God's willing, with Boyi Jalo Jamboria from Norway. Of course, I know how they do another program there. Very interesting program. You don't want to miss at all. And I just use this up, like you just use this opportunity on Tuesday. Hopefully, we go good day with Dr. Babi. We get for a special program. Exclusively, we'll get for can pay attention on women's and girls' issues. As we know now, the rampant rape in the country. If you buy like laws and not be there. Now that what we get some of the toughest laws in the sub-region, and that thing what I'm saying, you know. Somebody be they call me today where perhaps I don't know, we get a rape case in Pekin, then rape in Pekin. But guess what? A very high placed senior official at the government, we are not going to name his name right now, in person, you get connection with that person there. So even when they can't go to police, they end up for cancer bail. So the person is so heartbroken. Anyway, we go cover that story there for you another time. And now that makes specifically, exclusively, we create that space there for people like Dr. Babi then can champion that cause day. So Tuesday, you know what, Mr. At all. All right. So yes, you get any last word or any message before we say goodbye?
My last word is this. We deserve better as Sierra Leoneans. You can talk, say, we get abundant resources in our country. Remember, from the 1930s, we then discovered the diamonds in our country in Akono. Now, only recently would they both say, hey, I remember, even though we make that road, that Jue road to go, that Regent to Jue. Road may not reach even 20 kilometers. And then I radio, they celebrate and they talk, we don't get road during it. After the fact, I say, wow, can you imagine the number of time I spent to talk about that road? Since independence, that was the time we were able to make that road. Imagine Wilkinson Road now being one road, small road, for Wilmington Magai, from even Lumley. We can do better. We can do better. Imagine, they say we love fight corruption, and one of the MCC, the indicators them, that the fight against corruption. And the old data they use is just a perception. The CPI, Corruption Perception Index. Paran Tarawali, the clerk of parliament, go bring in wealth, then pull out for a few weeks, a day back, he don't go back as clerk. Teachers them, when a poor teachers them, we be say, they sacrifice to teach people in our country to say nobody know the way down hold position, when they say no go through a teacher. Allegation, just allegation, for say they're involved in corruption, they're not here and go court, na placard they give them, then go parade them na court in three. And the same person, the ACC boss, is above the law. But President Biokam, he apologized on behalf of Ben Kelfella. He not apologized, and he's still there. So you see, the politics of cherry picking is destroying our country. And when you do that, I always say, I have no monopoly of knowledge. But I also believe, say, we need people then, we know the intricacies of politics to venture into politics. Now, kitchen. Politics, now kitchen. The heat did it. I've seen it. But if you don't want for go now, they get the heat, not go near the kitchen. Don't go close to the kitchen. When I left Naya, I go campaign within a party office. It hurts for them mother be we say in at the father of the nation, fountain of honor. A go na international media. They say na lie, they no fire na APC office.
But even though time don't beat we, but a lot of people and blame una say una not doing enough. Una not ever grant any international una not ever go back not block una na Al Jazeera for go set the record straight. Not block una na CNN or BBC. Una just keep quiet. And if now one, just like what we say, if now one accounts they stand, nine are the gospel too.
Well, me personally go vindicate myself. Even though I was not a member of the executive, at least if you go type my name, Abdullah Berete interview with Peter Clote at VOA, it is there. Wherein I even called for an international team for that we go all Marabio accountable. At least that has vindicated me.
No, we listen to that interview though. Yeah, they talk about you not be the executive. When they talk about the executive, where at least these are the what they say like the steering committee people and the machinery way for the champion some of the issues there, especially those people that will be the lead at the time. They're all obligation about that.
Well,
but
that
anyway,
is where, for me, like this opportunity owner they give me, I always they make a disclaimer. I am not an official spokesperson for the party, but I am a stakeholder in my party. Haven't served that party judiciously to being a presidential spokesman. And I also care about my country. That title is there, former presidential, but who is Abdullah Berete? I am a Sierra Leonean who has contributed immensely by even teaching international human rights at the master's level at Frobe College from 2012 until 2018 pro bono with no salary. I sacrificed my time. Why are they do that one day? Because I believe in the young people and say, when you give them the tools, they can contribute to the transformation of the country. And then we'll still tap the knowledge of the older folks because they have the institutional knowledge.
Absolutely.
So that is the kind of synergy I foresaw. That was why I was doing it. And I thank God to Ernest by Koroma, because I told him, I said, Mr. President, you've given me a big responsibility. I said, but there is something I'm very passionate to do. Now I say, waiting. I said, I like for teach. I say, even when I've been in school in Canada, I they teach first and second year students. I say, can you give me that opportunity even on Wednesdays when you go na cabinet, let me go into academia. He say, you sure you were able to combine that to the work way I don't give? I say Paebo. After 3 weeks, now I say now you can go ahead and do it because I know say you can do it. And I feel very proud. And I say this with humility. It's a motivation that there are also many other people there who have the know-how. They can also contribute, and others have done it before me. So when they make them in there, it is more like giving motivation to others. I'm not the least trying to be a braggart. That is not my nature. I'm a very, people that know me know I'm a very humble person. But I don't want to cook my soup and say it is the sweetest.
Anyway.
And on that note,
you deserve the title. You see, you know, we're talking about the talk, you know, you know the doubts because even some questions say, you know, they will ask is, you know, let it talk anyway. It's a pleasure anyway. Forget you. Once I put so on the screen before you go, let you say just no, so they share information here. This now WhatsApp where I can generate. I put Berete in picture in name.
Yes.
So I make the screenshot. I tell say, Fambulen, this now the conversation between me and Berete. Look in name and see now the chat. This.
Yes.
This is Berete. So I know I share anyway, because I know I promote fake thing now platform because the platform they go wide, but what you see so is super easy. Plenty people on get up. You create any fake chats where you want any that now even screenshots that I make when meeting they say and see the screenshots. God, you know. People that need for the ask first. Ask if you don't know and keep quiet. Not to everything where you see for talk. I'll go be honest with you, Mr. Berete, before you left here. Why one of the reasons we make a lot of people respect with it's because the way they tread cautiously. Behind the scene, what see we know. What see we know, the people that they talk to. If now every day when they talk now, believe me, they cause trouble at the country.
Yes. Yeah.
Many things. So when they look at people, know the counter. It is until they don't take them 3 months. We make reference to her. Where it itself. Because you get from manage information. Yes. So the point where they make it, them bloggers, they just grab us here. So I see screenshots. Now Mara Biona I send the screenshots. Now Tijan Kabana and send this screenshot. This now Anescoma. This is super easy, and AI don't make the world crazy.
Yeah,
it don't make the world insane. WhatsApp, I able creator, I put that I make now for the investigation. It don't left to government institution. We get the capability and technology for actually decipher or investigate and know if this is genuine. But you as an ordinary person, it's almost impossible for you in certain instance for let you determine whether this is genuine or not.
Mr. Komon-Tok, even when we've been there into journalism, mainstream, you hear people the way they argue, they say, hey, boy, I tell you say not true. Newspaper say don't publish, I say I read that. I know I read that many times. But again, I make in academia, we get what you call peer-reviewed literature. Where if you decide certain references them.
No, before you go, Bala just bring this one to your attention. This one says, Abdullah Berete, please, we need you to run for position in the APC now. I know say time don't beat you. You want to have another time?
Well, you know what? I appreciate that person, and I will appeal to you. You back will join me in prayers. If it is for the will and the betterment of a country, and genuinely, based on what they talk, we will be different from Mother be waiting in the talk, they do the opposite. If genuinely I want to go for any position in Sierra Leone and it is for the people, may God put blessing and help me. But if it is not, let God not even show me the way how to go there.
All right.
That's it. That's why they end up.
All right. Thank you very much, so Fambulen. We tap the program here, and hopefully by God in power, we're there tomorrow back. Until then, me and Mr. Komon-Tok. Bye-bye.
We don't know place
tribal thing, we gon' bring them back. Kamara. Wise up, come together. With intention and for save we country. Cause this thing with the brain line go down the country. Before they make me land, they people never angry and wondering, yeah. And just busy for the so bad seed for the fight me. Oh no, yeah. It's not a tribal thing, this not bad politics for divide and win. People they suffer, see they no be seen. Just they pack with money left up on the tribal scene. Wise up, join the I4 sing, yeah. Tell me if the price na market, they go down where you show you last name. And the same stuff and no more, now we all the left for explain. Oh, if we not keep to all, we not promise them that manifesto. We not no need for the do them, see how we man you. Man up on top, true, see them down space. Or them puts you in a tight place. Or you left a far place. Exile from you. You get different views in a down space, or them puts you in a tight place, or you left in a far place. Exile from your own place, yeah. You know we dey far away from home. We are tell we might dey home. Even though I holiday, you know no place like home. No place like home. Place we don't call we own. We not gonna leave by my love. My boys try my thing, we gon' bring them back. Wise up, come together. To all comes many things where the eye don't see. Crimes against humanity. Una don't suffer people say we don't lose sanity. Una yona by force, nothing una no gets right. Not to work, not to team for it, not to delight. If not the people and self, una unite. Now they walk and now we neck, they una jump, now the flight. No one may go fet for we right. Boku tax on the people, more burden. Every day new thing, more problem. Waka fine, all the waka people fine. Corruption, the fighting on can for stay. We see it take seats, asylum makers, then they. We not the rich for make una fail. Cause that una they fail, and so we they pay. We wanna feel the country on bail. While lights are line and we back to it. Oh, if we not keep to all, we not promise them that manifesto. We not no need for the do that, see how they man you. Man up on top, true, see them down space. Or them puts you in a tight place. Or you left a far place. Exile from your place. You get different views in a down space. Or them puts you in a tight place. Or you left in a far place. Exile from your own place, yeah. You know we get far away from home. We are tell we might get home. Even though I holiday, you know no place like home. No place like home. Place we go call we own. We not go leave by my love. My boys try my thing, we go bring them back. Wise up, come together. To all you know they pay attention. And myself don't begin make true confession. We are here and find lecture. How now you must control government we get. How they don't look for lights there. They don't see. And if lights not there, nothing not go up. Well, we science don't come for this business now. Because me no say, if now we can't get money safe within the use for fly, we don't get no benefit to this country. Then get a safe and pay that shit now. Lights will come. This is not a rocket science. The country don't left now. Nobody not for talk. The youth say, oh, Abu and now for tomorrow. And they can kill them with young people are dying. Civic rights for protest. Safe, they don't take now we army. When you take up for the right thing, then send them police and soldier by. How now get okay? Because we push people into the wall, if we expect them to bounce back. The credibility of the elections and the legitimacy of this government, look at Ledoyanda. But all day, they can plan how to rule this country. Now, without no benefits for the people. But one thing we always they forget, that the God factor and the will of the people. Salon people don't lose hope. Papa God is slow, but it's sure.